Hi, I'm Susan.
I'm Tom.
I'm Julie.
And you're watching
Word of Mouth.
What unusual pants. They look like cowboy chaps.
They are cowboy chaps.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I thought they looked like cowboy chaps.
The Ritz is a screwball comedy set in a gay bathhouse in the 1970s. And it's essentially a story of a garbage man from Cleveland who comes from a big Italian family.
It is about a man whose father-in-law dies, and his dying words are essentially, "Kill my son-in-law." His brother-in-law takes it to heart and is chasing him.
The place that he winds up trying to escape from his brother-in-law happens to be a gay bathhouse. He doesn't know this going there. He's kind of randomly taken there by a cab driver. And from that ensues an over-the-top farce.
All I knew was Naked Men and Rosie Perez. And Naked Men and Rosie Perez were all there.
The movie is one of my, I guess it's one of my guilty pleasures. I'm a real big fan of it. I have a group of friends, and they're all big fans of the movie, and a friend introduced me to it, and there are a lot of really quotable lines, and it's kind of a cult favorite of ours.
The one who's got the hit out on him was played by Kevin Chamberlain, who I thought of as a full-size Wally Shawn, who did a very good job.
Patrick Kerr, who played Get Away From Me Claude, was a really, I thought he was a really good performance. I thought his timing was really good. I thought his character was really funny, and he seemed to hit all the right notes with the part.
His performance was totally over the top. He was this skinny, older man who just was enamored by large men and pursued them all over the bathhouse, and he was hilarious.
I thought the musical number was the best part of the show. It's Rosie Perez singing bits and pieces of Broadway songs throughout the ages and giving a very stereotypical Puerto Rican spin to all of them. She is trying to get someone she thinks is a big producer in the audience to notice her, and everything goes wrong for her.
The musical number was actually my favorite part of Rosie Perez's performance. I thought she did a fine job throughout, but I thought she really stood out in her musical number.
The cast was wonderful. It was a wonderful ensemble performance, but the man who played Chris was just fantastic.
Brooks Ashmanskas.
Brooks Ashmanskas. I thought he did a spectacular job as lead queen, really showing our guy the ropes at the gay man's bathhouse.
He was kind of the glue that held the whole performance together. He was kind of a go-between among the various characters, and he was just pitch perfect.
I felt like the stage really lit up when the good supporting performers came out.
The set is very well done. A farce, obviously, is a very, very difficult thing to time. It has to be so precise. There's so much, door slamming and coming and going. And it was a masterpiece, really, of direction and of set design, I think.
The set is not overly large. And I think that Joe Montella manages to use people in the way that a lot of other directors would use props. And so there aren't a lot of props on the stage necessarily, but you're watching people who aren't necessarily saying anything, and they provide the background, if you will. Since they're not wearing any pants, it's not a bad background.
I was slightly disappointed. I had a good time overall. I think it was enjoyable. But I think because I'm such a big fan of the movie, that I was a little bit disappointed in the play.
I liked it. I'm a little surprised if you were going to do a revival, that's what you would choose, because I thought the story was a little bit tired. But the cast was having such a great time up there that I think it made everyone in the audience have a really good time.
I think some of the problems were that the pacing and the comic timing just wasn't really elevated. It just wasn't really tight like a screwball comedy needs to be. And so there were parts for me that maybe because of my familiarity with it dragged a little bit. There were parts that I thought were a little lackluster, and I was kind of looking for that added oomph.
Initially, I didn't see how I could enjoy this play. I just thought that it would be dated. I thought that it would be so stereotyped, both from the Sopranos side and from the gay bathhouse side. I thought so much had intervened over the course of the 30 years that it just couldn't hold up. And surprisingly, it was just downright funny.
My friend says to me, "You could bring kids." And I thought, yeah, she clearly doesn't have any kids. It is not a family show. Did I mention they're not wearing any pants? I can see my son turning to me and saying, "Mom, why isn't there a back to those pants?"
Everybody around me seemed to be having a really good time, and I think I would recommend it to people, but it would be a qualified recommendation. I'd say it's worthwhile, but maybe not the first or second thing on your list to see if you're coming to town.
Yeah, I guess I would recommend it to my friends. I guess I would. If they're looking for a very light, entertaining event, I would.
I definitely recommend the show to my friends. My friends love to laugh, and this fits the bill.